What is going on? Impromptu edition here. And I apologize. It's been just absolutely horrid. Just trying to put these things out here. Just work is so busy. Everything just hard. But who wants to hear excuses? So let's just kind of get into some wrestling talk here as we're driving along. Traffic, there's always traffic in New York City, I tell you. Well, in the New York City area. Doesn't matter when it is, and it's certain roads in particular will always have traffic. Well, the big news that's been broken, or that's breaking, has been broken, is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. And it's kind of a weird pattern here. First, there was a tweet that was sent. By the WWE account, then deleted, then it's been posted up there again. And that's the fact of Bray Wyatt being released. Bray Wyatt on a Saturday. I don't like. I like. Have you ever? I wouldn't know offhand, but do you guys ever recall a release happening on the weekend, on a Saturday, no less? I don't know. I thought it was. I thought it was weird. Almost sensing it may be kind of being kind of almost like a storyline angle where, you know, you're going to have yet another incarnation of Wyndham Rotunda as Bray Wyatt, but not really Bray Wyatt. That's why you're releasing a Bray Wyatt, so to speak, the character, because you're never ever going to see that character again in WWE. But you're going to see Wyndham Rotunda as, I don't know, The Fiend now, or you get what I'm saying? It just maybe I thought it was kind of thrown in as a you know, kind of as a storyline purpose. And then you hear rumors, you know, and I, so that's what the initial reaction was, wow, this is maybe some part of like some type of storyline, because I know he's been out for some time, and the way that they kind of left it was they kind of left off the angle kind of like unexpectedly, just kind of paused. And he said he'll be back, or something along that regard, and you know, since the Raw after WrestleMania, he's been gone. Then I thought it was, and then a part of me also initially thought that it was maybe something to do with, hey, listen, we're going to release you. But this is a open door. We'll revisit. We understand you need maybe more time off. We have to, you know, kind of do this for now. But hey, when you're ready, come back. Handshake agreement. You know, I thought because maybe what happened with the passing of Brody Lee, Bray Wyatt just needed some time to recuperate and some to breathe. maybe he was not there mentally. Just needed a mental break, mental vacation. Take a couple more weeks, maybe a couple of months or two extra than the WWE was willing to wait, and they had to kind of do this for the time being. After all, they are a publicly traded company, and they do have to explain everything and the rationale and the reasoning, to their investors, and the money that's not being taken advantage of, because he's not on TV for more than a extended period of time, and so it could be something along that line regards. And then you heard that, and you take it for like, take it however you may, that it had to do with budget cuts. Now, if that is the actual truth, that it is budget cuts, then it still could be for the fact of, okay, Bray Wyatt, we know you're not ready to come back. It's a money issue, it's a money thing. You need more of a time frame to come back. We're gonna have to let you go until you're ready to come back. But when you're ready to come back, we're definitely going to sign you. So, that is my initial thought. My initial thought is not that they're just that they were just done with the character. That is not my initial reaction. I just thought that this is something WWE had to do because he still needs more time to come back, and it's kind of almost to a gentleman, a handshake agreement that when he's ready, done grieving, he'll be back. And hence, budget cuts. So that's what a part of me still thinks, still believes. A lot of people believe that, and you really don't know. A lot of people believe that he was genuinely just cut to be cut, and there was no other reasoning behind it. A lot of people. That's what I just think. I just think that too much was put into the Firefly Funhouse, and too much was being put into Alexa Bliss's new character. And I think that they were going even further. They wanted to go even further with Alexa Bliss's character with the help of Bray Wyatt. And that's why it kind of just stopped still. It seems like the Alexa Bliss character stopped its development, was put on pause until Bray Wyatt was to come back. So I think that, that's really what it was. I don't think WWE was expecting to be doing this. They probably just couldn't justify continuing to pay him, needing for an extra time frame to be out. Now, if you believe WWE, if you believe the dirt sheets, know that this is budget cuts, and that supposedly he was set to come back in August. So now, if you look on everything as a whole here, where we stand, it just, and look at the Wyatt family together on a whole. It was the Wyatt family and the Shield that kind of came up together, side by side. Two-thirds of the Shield are here, and what was the Wyatt family is no longer here. Wyatt family is all gone. All gone. That faction was talked about as being a faction that just could stay here forever. And they were getting a reaction. They reminded you of, kind of like when the Wyatt family first came up and you had the original incarnation of Bray Wyatt. Kind of a cult-like messiah, like a David, to an extent, part of like a David Koresh in there, part of like a Charles Manson in that character. And he had the fireflies. People would turn on their cell phone lights when the house lights went down. The fireflies. Calm, collected voice, not yelling when he would do his promo. He would speak normally, but in a tone where you listened and you would be afraid. You took him seriously. And he had, he would speak to you. Some of his promos were skating. And he would speak to you. If you thought about it, and that's what makes a heel so great. In his promos, some of the stuff that he was saying was true, but yet he's put a spin on it where it sounded so ludicrous to believe. And he had guys with him like Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan did his part with the beard, with the mask, part of the entrance, intimidating big man. Luke Harper, Brody Lee, that stare, also had the look as like someone that just came off of a farm and buried you in the first burned you in a fire pit and then buried your ashes. That type of a mean, intimidating look. And that Wyatt family should have been unstoppable. But they weren't. They had weakness. And the breaking up of the Wyatt family, it was weird. Weird in the sense of if you were going to break up a faction that everyone was buzzing about. First of all, that faction was broken up way too early. And how it was broken up is simply, if I recall, they were, Harper and Rowan, Rowan, were drafted to two separate brands and Bray Wyatt. That's it. So there wasn't even a big meltdown, a big breakdown. Nor was there any appearances of, Harper and Rowan on Bray Wyatt's brand, and they were never really mentioned again with each other. And, once he lost his family members, he started losing. Randy Orton killed Sister Abigail. And in the same regard, really just killed the whole original character of Bray Wyatt. Gone. So Bray Wyatt disappears, and then you have The Fiend appear. The Fiend, you had Bray Wyatt, and then you had him, which is The Fiend. Intimidating at first with the mask. New incarnation of Bray Wyatt. Intimidating mask. But, unfortunately, that's all that it was, an intimidating mask. The championship reigns he had, but they were very, very short. Very short. Do you remember the Bray Wyatt belt? Yeah, I remember WWE.com on WWE Shop. You were able to buy the belt if you wanted to. But I hope you bought it quick, because after one title defense, Bray was done for. Bray was done for. You had The Fiend, lose certain matches quickly. Not so much The Fiend, but Bray Wyatt would lose matches quickly. And he thought, okay, well, if he plays The Fiend, it's going to be a different story. Even The Fiend lost matches quickly. And what was happening? A character, this dark, sinister character, that was being compared to being the next Undertaker-like character, was just completely, honestly destroyed. And I don't know how the WWE just foobarred, messed up that character that was supposed to be unstoppable Bray Wyatt. It's beyond me. Now, don't blame Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is does not have Bray Wyatt's character. It's a different variation, and unfortunately, that character is really underdeveloped now. I think that there was still a lot more to be developed with that Alexa Bliss character, and it would have made it, had it gone through, had it played out, this whole Alexa Bliss character would have been completely different than it is now. Now a lot of people are just annoyed with it, thinking that it's that she stole Bray Wyatt's gimmick. She did not steal Bray Wyatt's gimmick. There was a little bit more that was untouched, because I think legitimately WWE did not see this coming. So I don't associate the two. I don't associate Alexa Bliss as the having Bray Wyatt's character. They are completely two different characters, and keep that in mind. And don't blame Alexa Bliss. It's not her fault. She's just trying to do the best that she can with what she was given. And I think that's what they were trying to do. Was they would try to hold it off until Bray Wyatt would come back. That's legitimately what I thought was happening. The Bray Wyatt now, if this is not part of some type of a work or reintroducing or saying goodbye to what you member of Bray Wyatt, trying to come up with something new, another new character for him. I don't know. Going back to scratch again for a guy that had worked so much on the mask and various other aspects now of the recent character. I think he would be absolutely fed up if that is what is going on, where they're just trying to give him a new character. I can see him wanting to be protective of, the Bray Wyatt character, because honestly, it has been messed up. It's been messed up. It's been stop-started so many times already when it should not have been. When it should not have been. What a damn shame. You never know the truth. I'm sure we'll all find out the truth in the next shoot interview type of situation. So I hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.